Actually, I had a train of thought. It passed me, but then it's coming back. Anyways, there's something so freeing about just being fully yourself. Because if, okay, let me try to explain this while I have this on my mind. Let's just say you film yourself sitting and talking and blabbing and yapping and all that stuff, right? And if someone comes into your comments and they take what you had put in your video and judged you for it, the mindset that you should have to kind of detach from that is that if you're in the present time when you're filming your video, if you are truly speaking your most authentic self in that moment, I don't know why I was doing this. If you're speaking your most authentic self in that moment, anything anyone could say will not change how authentic you really were in that moment. It's as simple as that. Like, I was just sitting in front of the mirror after I fed my dogs. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and then I got a little hyped, and I like thought of a song, and I did like a little dance move. That right there was me truly being authentically me. A person who just randomly dances when she finds like a little spark of joy overcoming her body, right? Like that is a bit of me. So, and I know that, so my dogs are eating. Actually, not sorry, my dogs are eating. Why should I be sorry about that? Another thing about me, I tend to say sorry quite often. Where's that stemming from? Who knows, but that's an active thing, which I have done significantly better on, because you should see me like a few years ago. And I tend to ramble and not have like a collective and structured beginning, middle, and end when I'm speaking, but that's okay, because my mind just bounces from whatever. Like I'll get an idea and then boom, 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 boom. But that's me. It's like, it's fun that way. You know, like who could write your character? If you become so predictable because people watch your videos and then all of a sudden they're like nitpicking and saying like, well, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't say this, I wouldn't think that, blah, 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 blah. Then you just kind of, when you read that and then you start altering yourself, you're literally taking what was purely like natural, right? This is like, I don't know why I'm using this, but like maybe let's just say this is you, right? This is you. Uniquely shaped. Let's just pretend like this is not like a very common mouse that you could just buy online. But let's just say that this was structured and uniquely you, right? Everything of what? Why is it light? Okay, everything about this is uniquely you. Then all of a sudden you post, oh, there was a seaweed on it. There. Everything about it is uniquely you. Then all of a sudden you post it online, and then everyone out there all of a sudden becomes like this designer, and they're like, I'm a mouse designer and I use mouses all the time, and I would think that this needs to be changed about this, you know? And then you start changing it. But bro, like why would you change it? This was uniquely you in the first place. You came about life. Yes, there's environmental factors, there's relationship factors, there's people who come into your life and did something or thought of something or said something that might have tweaked you a little bit. But when you're alone in your own space and you watch something and you laugh, right? You laughed because either you sincerely thought it was funny, or you laughed because it reminded you of someone and you laughed because it was funny. So either way, like it becomes a genuine moment for you reacting, right? But let's just say that same moment happens again in the future after you get like some comments and structured criticism, blah, 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 whatever, right? And then you see it again, and you remember all the slew of things that everyone who's not you shared, and then you start to not react naturally because it no longer feels like it's funny, because you're believing in everything that everyone else is saying, and you literally change you. Like people could say whatever they say, but like this is at the core of you, and if you don't hold on to that, you start to like put something else on top of yourself. And that's what it's gonna feel like. You're gonna feel burdened and underappreciated, and just like the weight of so much pressure, and like you just trying to fit in No, it wouldn't make sense. Imagine 100 people give their opinion on why this mouse should be shaped a little differently. How could you accommodate for 100 different opinions? You can't. Hold on, let me change this. Okay. How could you take this mouse, right? And you take the opinions of 100 different people who somehow magically, I don't know why the sun is going in and out, you somehow magically like try to change it, right? But you can't, because let's just say there's 100 people that give their opinion. If you validate the first person out of the 100, you change something, right? And then you validate number 2. And let's just say number 2 didn't contradict number 1's opinion. So everything works out, you made 2 changes out of the 100, right? And then the third person comes and somehow, miraculously, again, that third person didn't say something that contradicts number 1 and 2. And you keep going down the path, right? 100 people. This is just to represent that like people will come into your life, especially if you're like exposed more online. And then I hate the argument when people are like, oh, well, if they didn't want criticism, they shouldn't put themselves online. Girl, sometimes it's just fun. This is like, it's just the internet, you know, it's just fun. Like, this came out from literally nowhere. Well, not nowhere. I don't know how the internet came about. I didn't really dig into all that. But like someone thought of an idea, acted upon it, worked on it, and produced it. Maybe not just someone, maybe a team of people, or maybe a generation of people. But I need to research into that. But that's not the argument I'm trying to make why I should know how the internet came about. I'm just saying, like, I just had this idea because I had a moment by myself in front of the mirror. And also, I've been so hesitant on putting myself I've been so hesitant on putting myself out there. When we say that, it's just kind of funny. But like, it's different when I'm sitting in my house. It's different when I'm sitting in my own space with no one around, talking out loud to myself, or reacting to a video that I think is a funny ass video because it made me laugh and I think it's really funny. But to another person, it might not be funny. Maybe to another person, it's offensive. There's so many different possibilities. But the fact is, when I am reacting most authentically, genuinely, and like truly to me, I feel like in those moments, I'm truly living. And it's such a beautiful thing that I wish that everyone could give each other a little bit more grace to like live, right? We all have like just one life, all of us. You existing at the same timeline as me, it's amazing. But I don't know you, and I might not even know you one day. Like, isn't that just crazy to think that like you may not have ever came across this video and be exposed to my voice, how I look, how I'm acting, not acting, but like, you know, just like everything that you're seeing on the screen, right? Like you see my water bottle, you see like my Trader Joe's bag, and like how I'm dressed right now with this little necklace, my hair, you know, like you would have never known I existed, but I came across your screen. And boom, like there's this moment where you're like watching this, I don't know how lengthy this video is, but there's this moment where you're like watching this video and I am a person now on your screen, wherever you're watching it from. Isn't it amazing that we have that cross in our path? Like, but the weird thing is, right, I don't know you behind the screen, right? I don't know you. I don't know what you're wearing. I don't know how you look like. I don't know how your voice sounds like. None of that stuff. I don't know where you are. You could be watching from like north of America, like the northern states of America, or you could be watching down this, like, oh my God, why can I not speak right now? You could be watching from like California, New York, Hawaii, Australia, Korea, like who knows? But it's so amazing that like people are technically so connected in a way that we've never been before. Yet we're so, we act so negatively to such a beautiful thing in life. Like the fact that I could watch Korean pop idols and just see like how well they sing, how beautiful they look, how amazingly talented they are, dancing, singing, and, you know, acting through commercials. Like, that's insane to like be able to have access to that. And then being able to see actors outside of their movies, like watching an interview, and you like, I never got to have access to that when I was younger. And like the only access I had to maybe the other person, right, was if they got interviewed in a magazine, and it like that put that article in the magazine and they printed it out. But it's different now because you have people who's interviewing these actors, and you get to hear their voice outside of the movie you watch them in, and you get to hear these singers like speak in interviews. Okay, wait, hold on, let me branch it off further. Like, you get to have access to their Instagram page, and so you get to see their actors, these actors, celebrities, YouTubers, influencers, people of the world put their like choice of photos, captions, whatever the sort, on the internet. And instead of seeing it as like, that's interesting, like, oh, that's how she went about it. Instead of seeing it that way and just appreciating like, oh, that's her. That's it. Or just appreciating like, that's what, I don't know why, but Dakota Fanning came into my head. Like, that's what Dakota Fanning chose to post. Or that's what Dakota Fanning chose to say in an interview. Maybe in those moments it's not as curated or as tailored, or maybe they had a blimp of a moment where those celebrities weren't media trained and they were just being authentically themselves. Isn't it amazing that you have access to what you watch on a movie, and then all of a sudden you get to see them just like be a little bit themselves in an interview or like in a video? Like, I never thought I would watch Gwyneth Paltrow speak in all these videos that she's speaking in. I'm sorry, these videos, like, these actors are just popping in my head. But like Tom Cruise, you know, these are actors that I grew up watching when I was young. And to see them outside of the space of like the movies they've been in is just incredible. And you have like new people who were just normal people from all over the US. It's because I'm from the US. I'm not like really exposed to like other countries as much, but you see all these people that doesn't live in the same city as you sometimes. You see them like go about their life being them. But because of the structure because of how we go about the internet nowadays, there's a group of people who like are super reserved and they're careful what they say on the internet. And then there's a group of people who's like go to the extreme and tailor their things because they know they will capture your attention. And then there's probably like a smaller group of people who are truly just authentically them, with a little bit of like a trend shift in how they film and put together the content. But what happens to the people who's just like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know how I'm gonna go about this. I've never done it before. Well, I tried to actually. When I was younger, I tried to post online based off of what I saw online that I liked, and I wanted my entry to go into posting online. But there was a time when I was just genuinely posting because I just wanted to post my outfits. And do you remember those? Like in the past, it was like very beginning of like YouTube, where people will post their OOTD, and I was young. I just wanted to grab my camera and just be like, today's outfit of the day. And I just said like where it's from or like what I liked about the outfit. And that's it. I like shut off the camera. There was no like transition, filter, edit, or anything like that. I was just like film it, post it. And then I had like rants that I used to do where YouTube used to have like a record button. I think they still do actually. I'm not entirely sure. It's been so long. But they used to have like, I didn't even have like a true laptop. I had like something called a netbook, but I would go on YouTube, just hit record, and I would just ramble. And I love those. Like, I need to find these old YouTube videos because I don't know why I deleted it off of YouTube. But yeah, it's just, I just want to hit record and like post it. If I were to watch this back, it just wouldn't be as fun because I'd be like trying to take out things and maybe I should rewatch it just in case I'm not exposing like very personal information where someone could steal my credit or like my social security, my life or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I just had a moment where I was just thinking, the more I have time for myself where I'm just like appreciating how I am, as like situations and moments come up, and I'm like in hindsight having a moment to reflect, like, look at the shows I choose to watch, you know, or I think that's why people love getting into relationships, because how someone sees you feels so like amazing, you know. But why should we wait until someone sees us if we don't appreciate and see ourselves? Ooh, that was deep. Like the way I laugh is very just like that's just how I laugh, you know. Would I wish that I could laugh like this really cutesy, pretty, like princessy kind of laugh, that makes you feel like, oh my god, that girl's so pretty. I wish, but like, my gestures, my expressions, all that stuff, like that is naturally me. Maybe over time they could change if I put myself in the right environment and I guess practice, and then slowly but surely it would just like come out naturally. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, I'm full, and I'm just gonna post this. I might watch it one more time and then just post it, because I miss those old YouTube days when I like just like put it online, because that's all I have. All I have is like myself, this life that I have, my mindset, my character, my personality, my likes, dislikes, excitement for things. Like that's all I have. And I could curate and like want to try to fit in, but like what's the point of that? Like we love getting into relationships where someone just looks at us with adoration and just like acceptance of like us. That's it. And also do like the courtship and all that stuff. Like that's really nice too. But I think like ideally I would just want someone that would like laugh with me and just adore me just being me. And then if I could adore myself for being me, then that's amazing. And then life is just beautiful at that point. Yeah, there's things that we have to worry about, like bills and work and like other outside factors. But the main point is, if you're not happy with the person you are naturally, you could do things to try to change like little aspects of it. But if at the core you're just not happy, you literally are living in your body. Do you know what I mean? Like you're living in your body and mind. So either you change your mind or you change your body, and that's it. You're literally stuck. You wake up every day in the same body. Your mindset is the same. If you shift that, you could. Oh my God, why can I not talk? You could become a different person if you change little things about it. If you're not happy, but I think when you notice like how you react to certain things, you're just like, just take a moment, you know, and just see like, why did you choose that video? And like, why did you laugh at that thing? And sometimes it just is, and you're just like,